Coach, obviously you get full strength, and then Devin comes up lame with the groin. Did that happen in the first half? Because he seemed to be limping a little bit in the first half.
No, I don't think so. We talked a little bit about it in the back. He doesn't remember a play or know exactly when or where it happened, but I'm pretty sure it was sometime early in the third quarter.
Okay. Then obviously the turnovers tonight. It's one thing to have live ball, but they seem to be getting threes off of those. Maybe just speak to just the turnovers in general and what you feel like was how those happened tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's, a big difference in the game. I think just, sometimes their active hands, their activity, created deflections, created steals. They're flying around, putting two on the ball, and then, our decisions, our crispness wasn't there. So credit to them and their defense and their activity for creating the turnovers.
The only other thing I had was obviously Ryan. He didn't play until the third, and Monte has been playing more. What led to you not playing Ryan in the first half?
Yeah, I think with Brad, back healthy and 9-man rotation is probably, we're actually playing the two bigs off the bench, so that's really 10. So it's just Monte's played well. I think he's really given us good minutes, given us good both ends of the court. But Ryan's been great too. So, he's ready. He wants to be out there. Monte wants to be out there. They all want to be out there. So getting past 9 or 10, can get hard. So we got to continue to figure out that puzzle. And, again, the depth is good for us.
Coach mentioned Brad. Just what did you see from him in his return as he looks to get even more comfortable out there?
Yeah, no, I think he had some good stretches. It's always great to have Brad back, both ends of the court. I think he's going to get better with each game, try and, put game after game together and, put plays after plays. So it's great to have Brad back.
It seemed like it was a strange night a little bit that you guys were kind of fighting uphill. Were you happy with just the effort or the urgency that you guys showed?
Yeah, no, we started great. I think it was 19-10 early, and then they flipped it, went on a 10 or 11-0, run to make it, 21-19, and they hit enough threes. Their bigs hit some threes. The turnovers really stood out, but I think the competitiveness and the effort. The guys are. They're out there. I credit to Indiana. They made more plays than us tonight. We got to make more plays, including defensively, including creating turnovers, getting stops. But, credit to Indiana.
Coach, to clarify on Devin, was it the left groin or the right groin that gave him some tightness?
I'm actually not 100% sure. So
okay.
Yeah, I
don't want to
give you bad info.
Okay, thank you. To look at the stretch in the first quarter specifically, you guys have had a couple in the last few weeks where you've gotten off to a good start to a quarter or a half, and then there's this run in seemingly a minute or two from the other team. What do you think has led to that sort of discrepancy?
Yeah, without looking at the film, it felt like there was a couple turnovers, and, a couple turnovers led to threes, and then it's just, it's, from 19-10 to 21-19, again, you got to look at the film, but, overall, I think the turnovers sometimes stand out to me in those stretches. And then if you're turning it over and giving up, threes on top of it, it can flip the momentum and flip the script quickly.
Coach, a couple technicals tonight, just a lot of conversations with the refs. Just how do you not let that stuff sort of boil over into these next few games?
Oh, every night's different, our guys are out there fighting, competing. Felt like there could have been, whether it be us defensively getting to spots and getting stops, us getting to spots offensively. It's just part of the game. There's frustration, and, I think we'll come back. We'll be ready Saturday and be ready to go.
Coach, what's the prognosis on Booker?
I don't. There is really no prognosis. There's hamstring tightness. We'll see how he wakes up in the morning. Get another evaluation then.
Kevin, I understand injuries are part of the game, but what's the level of maybe frustration when you get everybody back and then Devin ends up having to leave the game?
Yeah, that sucks. We hate that injuries can get in the way of beautiful basketball, the game of basketball. It's just like you said, that's a part of it, but it's still tough to take. And so hopefully Book gets better by the hour, and we'll see how he feels the next couple of days and move on from there.
Other thing I had was I know you've talked about with turnovers that if the intentions are good, that's a positive end. But to have the turnovers tonight lead to so many points for Indiana, I mean, I see obviously you had 5, Brad had 3. Maybe just take me through that and how it impacted the game.
Yeah, that's the game. 29 points off our turnovers. That's the game. I can't lead the team in turnovers. 5 turnovers. That's just the game. I think we were pretty solid in other areas of the game. 43% shooting. They made 16 threes, but we didn't get out-rebounded too crazy on the offensive glass. Pretty even assist numbers. Pretty even fouls. Just the turnovers, and that's just the name of the game. This league is too great to get them the possessions away like that, and it all starts with me.
Kevin, you've probably been doubled and trapped more than almost anyone in the league at this point. But I'm just kind of curious, like at this stage of your career, are you still learning things when you draw to the ball, or have you pretty much seen every coverage?
Yeah, I've seen every coverage. It still doesn't mean I'm going to be perfect in every one of those situations. I think you got to get a defense credit for, last few years, a lot of teams have been wait till I dribble once, maybe wait till I dribble twice, and then try to come in double to throw my rhythm off a little bit instead of just on the flight of the ball, come double me, So I think opposing teams understand I'll get my teammates involved, but they also I still can score the basketball, so they try to throw me off a bit. So it's about being more and more patient. I think that's always been the journey as a player, is how patient can I be to limit those mistakes and make my game even more unpredictable.
And you've had quite a few battles with Pascal. Obviously, you played in the finals with him, I guess for a little bit there. But I'm just kind of curious, like, what have you seen from him since he's been with the Pacers and with Tyrese?
For Pascal?
Yeah.
Oh, he's been solidified himself as a champion back in 19, and I think from 19 on forward, he kind of settled into being this all-star player every year. Can give you 25 and 18 every night. He shot 9 for 22, but I felt like he still got some good looks up tonight, and that's going to happen throughout the season. So I just think he stepped into that role of being an all-star, and that confidence was there early on in his career, but playing and being trusted in the finals can take you to different levels as a player, and I think it did that for him.
Kevin, over the last few weeks, you guys have had a couple of stretches where to open a quarter or a half, you guys have played really well at the start, and then there's just this quick run by the opposition that totally gets them back in the game. What do you think has led to some of those runs and giving them up and not sustaining?
Yeah, just turnovers on possessions, which gives them momentum. Usually it's turnovers. And then, transition D, it's hard to get back in defense when you turn the ball over. So when we usually keep the ball in our hands, we got low turnovers. We play some of our best ball. So once again, I got to be better in that area. I think it's contagious. Even, if I have 5 turnovers, I think my teammates see that. And, like I said, they feed off of how I play out there. So I got to be better.
Is that just some of the modern game, too, where like an 11-0 run would take 5-6 minutes 10 years ago, but now it can happen in 2 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, that's you hit it right on the nose. That's the name of the game. Sometimes throughout the league, you see teams shoot better from the three-point than they do from the field, and I think that three-point shot keeps you in that game always, especially if you got a team that turn the ball over like us. I think I feel like they hit every 3 after we turned it over. So, it's a wild, wild west in the NBA right now, and I think the three-point line has added a lot of that to it. And if you're on the other side of it, it's horrible. But when you can get back into the game, knocking down threes, playing fast like that, it's pretty fun.
Kevin, with all the injuries that you guys have had, guys just rotating in and out, how difficult has it been just to kind of get a feel for who you guys are, how good you can be?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make no excuses for it. It definitely sucks. You know, we want to have some continuity and build. But you try to look at the bright side of things. These injuries are not long term. It's just some nagging ones and take a week or two for guys to get back. And once we get back together, I feel like we're a solid team. So just keep staying positive, keep, having that next man up mentality, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, with teams that have like this, Indiana has a lot of length and height in the front line, versatility, like stand it out like besides them, Minnesota, New York, Orlando. Do you feel like this is a recurring trend that you guys have struggled against teams like that?
Yeah. I mean, I think the games that we did lose this year has been against teams with length and athleticism, but when you look at our losses, a lot of it is from 3-point line with giving up threes and turning the ball over. I think a lot of that stuff is under our control. Yeah, we are playing against some bigger teams, but I think we play bigger than our size too as a group. We got undersized players that can play multiple positions, even down low. But for the most part, I think we've been beating ourselves, and I think we'd do a better job of keeping the ball in our hands, boxing out just the small things.
Kevin, your teammates have raved about your leadership all throughout your career, all throughout this season. When it's a time like this, injuries pile up. In your mind, what defines being a good leader in tough situations like these?
Just showing up and being myself. Not try to look at any situation like I'm a savior, or try to come out there and do things I don't do because guys are out. Just try to come in there and approach it the same way I always approached it. Come in and work hard, be there for my teammates however they need it, listen to the coaches, be coachable, just keep playing.